what El Paso needs to heal and what you want to hear from our national leaders after this terrible event.
Well, one thing that we believe, like Martin Luther King said, hate can't conquer hate. Only love can do that. And what we've seen as a response from our community, even with these businesses, but on an individual level, is that people need to have love in action. In this case, that's what these businesses are doing, but that's what we're going to need to do in the coming days when we see our friends, our neighbors, our families, and they're depressed, they're grieving. We have to be there for one another. On the national level, we really need to repudiate this hate speech and this demagoguery where we are having a scapegoat on immigrants as though they're somehow the problem that's going on in our society. When in reality, we have a system wherein the rich just got a huge tax cut and the middle class paid more. We have a system wherein the wealthy continue to become wealthier and the poor are getting poorer and our middle class is shrinking. What we need is for people to start telling the truth and stop making out enemies of a people group just because they look different from us in order to distract us from the real problems that are going on. Well, pastoral services, I know that there are going to be people that are grieving and need counseling and just need really to be a part of a community. And so we're going to be there for the community. When the needs arise, we've already raised money. We're just waiting to see what the thing is that's going to be left behind. So right now, we're talking about thousands of dollars that are being saved here. When you're talking about probate services, you're literally talking about trying to put somebody's legal life back together when they've lost their loved one unexpectedly. And there's going to be some other problems that will arise, but y'all know it takes time. Like, we don't know every need right off the bat, but I guarantee you that these same people, if not just the ones in this line, but people all across El Paso, will come together to make sure that not one of these families is left behind and there's not one need that goes unmet. It was a tragedy as soon as we heard there was an active shooter on the news. It was a tragedy as soon as we got alerts on our phones, and I was there at the backpack giveaway, and we literally stopped everything that we did, and we said, let's interrupt the festivities and let's pray, because we knew that it was a tragedy. So for every life that was taken, it becomes that much more tragic. But even beyond that, for all of the people that were impacted, beyond the people that actually are in the hospitals right now, that the whole city is grieving. I mean, for those of us that are from El Paso, we know that it feels different today. Like, you can tell that when you're driving, the streets are quieter, the highway, it has less cars on it. And I know that there are people that are afraid. I mean, school districts right now are preparing to go through drills to make sure that their kids are prepared in case there's another shooter that comes in and wants to attack our little children. So there's a lot of issues that are going on, but one thing that I want to point out is that this is not going to change us as a community long term. It's just a matter of time before we heal. We are putting the things in place, and it's going to take time. I mean, for grief, it takes years and years and years. For them, their life will never be the same. But as a community, we're going to come together in love and action at every step of the way, and we're never going to forget about these people. We will never let them down.